Smog rolls through the streets, people gasping for breath. This may seem apocalyptic, but this is a fairly common occurrence in Los Angeles. This is because the city has the highest cars per capita in the whole nation, making it one of America's most polluted cities. It has high concentrations of pollutants such as nitrogen oxides, carbon monoxide, and ozone in its atmosphere. While these pollutants are certainly dangerous on their own, when they're combined together and are under intense sunlight, this creates photochemical smog, which is linked to all sorts of respiratory issues. This is only compounded by the fact that Los Angeles is in a mountainous terrain, and this sets up a pressure system, keeping the smog and all these pollutants trapped in the city. Making this even worse is the lack of green space in the city. These green spaces are essential in absorbing these pollutants, but this is pretty much absent in Los Angeles.
Our team proposes a solution in the form of easy-to-ship, customizable vertical farming kits specially designed for an urban environment. We would like to create a website that allows consumers to pick from a catalog of plants, and then we would ship them a kit with a collapsible rack, soil, seeds, and any other tools or resources required for cultivation. The plants we will offer are florists, chrysanthemums, tomatoes, cucumbers, basil, kale, rosemary, thyme, oregano, strawberries, red-edged dracaena, and lettuce.
Now, you're probably thinking, how is one plant really going to make a difference? Well, two of our starter plants are meant to specifically target indoor pollution that comes from trichloroethylene, benzene, formaldehyde, and xylene. The florist chrysanthemums also filter ammonia. These pollutants are commonly found in household items such as paint, paper bags, table napkins, detergents, plastic, floor waxes, and window cleaners. And now you're probably thinking, but that's only 2 out of 11 plants. What about the rest? While the other plants are not specifically meant to filter out pollutants, we plan to increase the amount of hydrocarbon degrading microbes in our soil so that the soil itself will also play a part in filtering. Hydrocarbons are the type of pollutant that is typically found in car exhaust and can be easily degraded by RP1, 2, 4, and 12 bacteria, all of which we plan to include in our soil.
Since these are relatively small farms, the extremely high cost of equipment typically associated with industrial vertical farming will be mitigated to a reasonable cost. For example, because the vertical farming will be taking place outdoors, the large amounts of energy consumption can be limited only to periods of low sunlight. Also, since these relatively low maintenance farms are being used mainly for personal use, the large labor costs that typically come with large-scale vertical farming are non-existent. And since these farms are being hung on pre-existing infrastructure such as balconies, there is no need to build the large buildings that normal large vertical farms take place in.